Hello and welcome back to Symphony, Blanket Fort's take on Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hahn's TTRPG Die, published by Rowan Rickendeckard. If you've come back for episode 2, thank you. Consider subscribing to the channel, it really helps. Tell your friends about us, and if you can support us on Patreon, you can. The link is in the description below, patreon.com/blanketfortrpg. Once again, quickly before we start, Die is a sad game about sad people with real sad lives. There's a list of trigger warnings in the description below, but take care of yourselves, step away, stop watching the episode if you need to, please. Anyways, would anyone like to give us a bit of a recap of what happened last time?
I shall. So, last week the adventure begins, sadly. And we have our 3 characters, RJ, played by the delightful Ambereen, Ren, by Ray, and Mary Stella, by me, who have just joined the London Symphony Orchestra. We were all childhood friends, along with our delightful GM, Leon. We're all childhood friends who grew distant and have now somehow crossed paths magically, mystically, definitely not planned, at the LSO. And just as the concert is about to begin, we are transported to almost like an alternative barbican centre that is like all centuries old and rotting. You know, Leon transforms, looks super cool, who is the chief conductor, looks super cool and disappears. And then in various ways we all transform, all of us get taller.
Right, because we went, what will solve all of my trauma? Growing a few inches.
Basically, we all look like taller, hotter versions of original characters, with various powers. So I believe that RJ becomes Ali, who has like a swishy cape and like is like way like a full foot taller and stacked and cool. Ren becomes Falcon, who is like, I got like X-Men Gambit vibes almost. You know, that kind of like wiry, lean, but also looking low key like a early noughties Shunan character type of thing. And I believe that the phrase I used was, if an Urukai was a Brooklyn stud. Just all of us looking incredibly hot. But then we get attacked by like crispy zombie versions of the other orchestra musicians, and we all use our various like ability, whether that be throwing knives or like a hammer or like magic blasties. We leave get out of the auditorium into like this dystopian sandblasted London vibe. I commune with a god that I chill with to try and find the way out. We get over time led to this like little red door that we enter, and it is like the like rehearsal room, I guess, from when we were kids, or where we used to play this game, because we have realized that the super hot stacked people we become were like characters we created when we were playing together as kids. And in all this time, you're all being very, very emotionally constipated, like very sad. You know, like Ali is being like, I don't care. I have no feelings. I'm just bored, actually, of everything. Falcon, God bless you, a little ball of anxiety. And Mary Stella was like, I am fine, this isn't happening, I am fine. Oh, but then we get into the room and we all kind of go to pieces in our own various ways. Mary Stella kind of has a little speech about how y'all abandoned me. I was hoping that you would call or write something, but none of you did, so I am lonely, fuck you guys. And then like, we get like appearing around, you know, walls like for various like achievements and stuff. There is a leaflet that is both on Ali's and Falcon, well, I guess technically RJ and Ren's walls, that where they cross paths at some point, but they didn't really interact, and that's like low-key painful. I find like Maricela finds a big old stack of letters from Leon from over the years, just being like, writing again and again and again, but each letter was open and returned to sender because Maristella's parents intercepted the letters and stuff, and that is hella sad. And basically Maristella kind of like breaks down sobbing, and Ren like comes around Maristella a little bit, and then I ask another god that I'm buddies with to like help us find Leon, because obviously that is like super important. And the god like basically tears like a little hole in the wall, and there is a forest, and then it's like boof, end episode.
Cool. Let's begin. So you're in the same room, the rehearsal summer camp room, as you were before, except all the walls are now pitch black and have been replaced with like kind of monitors that show things, but right now they're pitch black. And this tear has been put in one of the walls, essentially, directly out to a forest. Now, I will say, Thrones did say something to you before any of that happened, but I think it's fun that you don't remember it. And so I'm going to message it to you because you get to know. So I'm going to text you right now what Thrones said, but I won't tell the others. Okay. That's fun. That's fun to me specifically. And then you can tell me what you want to do with this tearing reality out into a magical forest.
Ali's going straight for it. That's...
Yeah, let's head on through.
Looks much nicer than shitty London.
Yeah, this is different.
Can everyone roll a wisdom check?
Okay.
I've got 2 6s.
Oh, I got 1 6.
I got a 1 and a 2.
Hooray! Why do you keep rolling 6s? I guess, Ali, you're a bit, I don't know, you're confused. You're not really sure what's happening. You're kind of going straight ahead, and so you just end up in a forest. The other two, you know this forest. You made it up. This is the forest that you'd always play in. So if either of you or both of you together want to describe what it looks like, go ahead.
It is like a storybook almost, but with, so kind of all the colors are super saturated, you know, the trees are tall, the canopy is like impossibly green, but there's also a sense of like, you know, moss and undergrowth and a little bit dark about it, because it was created by people who didn't want to believe they were kids anymore. So there is like a darkness and a bit of an edge to it that you wouldn't necessarily find in your average storybook.
Yeah, I'm imagining like the light cutting through this like high canopy and hitting the ground in like golden pools, like very idyllic, but then like twisty roots on the ground that kind of make it so there's not really a very direct or clear path, so you kind of have to watch your footing, and like big roots winding over really old trees, that kind of have that, it's like this bright kind of glorious space, but it also has little pockets of darkness within it. Yeah, and like lots of ferns on the forest floor, like mushrooms, like very that kind of loamy fresh wood smell.
What do? Do you sort of walk through?
Yeah, walk on in. You know, if nothing else, this is familiar.
Yeah,
and also, I've been handed this by Thrones. So whether or not I should trust it, I do.
I think, yeah, just walking in and kind of lost in this sense of wonder. And I think the whole like last bit of time that we had, like finding that room again, seeing our like drawings, like being reminded of the time we had together, it's like kind of wondrous and beautiful, but also feels like being hit by a truck. So it's still it's like not being allowed to forget the thing that they're fucking sad about. But yeah, just like getting lost in this wonder, like looking around, and like going quite slowly, I guess. Is Ali like bounding ahead?
Yeah, Ali, I think, didn't notice mostly because of the whole like emotionally charged scene that was just before the AI thingy. Is just like, I'm gonna just stomp away from that situation. And so it's just that, and it's just not noticing anything because they're primarily thinking, was I not meant to look through letters? But I was trying to figure stuff out. I'm just gonna, I don't need to, people are weird. And then is just walking and not paying attention to anything around him.
So, stomping off ahead, quite rapidly, you end up in a sort of beautiful clearing, and the light that used to shine like through the canopy is now illuminating this whole space in a kind of like golden hue. And what you find is a sort of weird brass structure that looks like a witch's hat somehow, with a bent brass kind of mechanical device on top that's huge with 4 pistons on the side, and they seem to be moving in and out mechanically. And on top of all of that is a sort of like big chimney with smoke coming out of like a circular rim on top. And you'll remember this to be the witch's hut.
Were we friends with the witch?
You don't recognise it because you rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a very distinctive thing to not recognise. So Ali's really just not looking up. Ali's just like, just staring at his own feet, I guess.
I think I'm like, because Mary still is like processing and Ali is like running in front. So I think, and I'm like kind of in the middle, and I think I spot it and I'm like, oh my God, like losing myself in excitement for a bit, being like, oh my God, I remember this. And then running up and then being like, and looking behind and then being like, oh yeah, fuck. Like, oh yeah, like they're not the friends I used to have. Like, what am I doing getting excited?
And I think I look up and I see it, and it's comfortingly familiar. Like in the way that the forest is comfortingly familiar, where it's like, okay, I know how to act here, and I know what the rules are here, and I kind of have permission to almost like behave badly in this world that I didn't have outside of it. So it's almost the like, you know, nothing is the same. I have a direct line with deities that aren't like Jesus. So, Witch's Hut, let's do this. Let's go, because the rules are different here. They always have been. And if it is this world that we knew, then I can be whatever I am, rather than whatever it is I'm meant to be. So let's do this. Like, stride on up.
I think Ali's mostly excited that everyone else is stopping being all weird about the real world. So it's just like, yeah, let's fucking go.
Okay, you get to the front, the bottom of the brass witch hat, and there is a door here, and there's like a little, almost like a what's it called, chalkboard? Is that the word I'm looking for? Like held by a string on like just one simple nail on the door, and it reads Miss Daniel's classroom.
And I open the door, walk in.
You walk in?
This is where I walk on in, because this is exactly where I am supposed to be.
You slam the door open without knocking, and what you find is someone who looks like a teacher with a witch's hat. She's South Asian, a bit younger than you, and in front of her there's like 5 or 6 young kids, like maybe 6 or 7 years old, and on the board behind her there's just a board with like different little components of the mending spell, and as you look a bit closer you see everyone's like got something broken in their lap that they're trying to like mend back together. And as you walk in, Ms. Daniel, who's wearing like a beautifully elegant purple like embroidered dress, is going to look up and be like, children, I think we'll take a short recess. Please just go outside, play in the garden, and I'll come get you?
Ali kind of hides a little bit behind Teresa.
Okay. Do a roll to see if you can hide.
What am I rolling, dex or?
Yeah, you're going to be rolling dex, and I'm going to be rolling, I guess, wisdom.
Oh, that's 455.
Okay, you managed to. That's 2 more successes than I got. You get to. You do successfully hide for now.
Also trying to stay out of the way. Like they're like, oh, whoa, you just went in. Like, yeah.
And I think the was like, oh, I may have let. Apologies, Miss Daniels. Didn't mean to intrude. Lovely to meet you.
Who are you?
I'm Teresa. Hi.
You're very tall. You're
Yes.
somehow extremely tall.
Yes. I
Okay.
am. I'm sorry. Were you expecting me to be? Were you expecting someone else?
No, I don't think I was expecting anything today.
Okay. Sorry.
Ask
I was
her
actually-
if she's doing okay.
How are you doing? You alright?
Yeah, you've just interrupted my class, but I mean, that's such a weird question to ask. Are you okay?
Yes.
Can I do anything to help you, maybe?
Actually, yes. We are.
We? And then at that, you see her kind of like look out.
I push out.
3 extremely hot, intimidating looking people all standing and looking really confused in the doorway.
We
with
are,
weapons.
I guess, new to the area. And I heard tell that you might have a map that we could possibly borrow.
You're listen, this is a primary school. We have about a dozen maps here, so you're gonna need to tell me a bit more.
Oh,
Of the
so-
local area.
Of the area.
yeah, just the general vicinity. Like, do y'all have A to Z roadmaps? Or I guess Forest?
Can you find out how she's here?
Is this a prank? Am I being pranked?
No, sorry, I'm just, you know what? I'm so sorry. Let's, I'm gonna start over.
Okay, I think that would be nice. Maybe try again, knocking on the door. Maybe. That's just a
Yes,
suggestion.
okay, right.
Take it or leave it.
I'm gonna leave. Just slide us out, and then
I
and
try
then
to
closes
triple
the
back.
door.
Do another dex. We're doing another dex.
So is that for me or for Ali?
No, that's a double 6s.
Well, that's 2 1s and a 4. So
All right. So you're spotted.
So yeah, and then I just leave, and I don't even wait for you to get out. I just close the door and then knock.
I'm just kind of stood there like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and sit somewhere on a tree stump, like away from like watching, but like I'm like,
She's gonna run towards you because now you're locked inside.
oh no.
Mary Sellers outside knocking in. Doors fully been closed again.
Oh god, okay.
She's gonna walk up to Ali and grab you by the cheeks and bring you really, really close.
Hello.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
What do you do here?
I live there. It's my school. What are you doing
This is the
here?
wrong world.
What do you mean it's the wrong world?
You live in the other one.
The other world. There's just more than one world now.
The real one.
This is the... What have you... Are you drunk? Have you lost it finally?
What? How? Who?
Oh, hang on. I need to let your friend... Is that your friend? She's
Do you
pretty.
know each other?
I'm gonna grab you, put you aside, open the door. Oh, hello. Hi. How can I help you?
So I'm Teresa. Shake
Nice to
hand.
meet you, Teresa. How are you doing on this beautiful sunny day? How may I be of assistance?
I'm doing great. I was wondering, if me and my... Then I realized that the sister said that you would be like, oh dear God, what have I done? Me and my friends are a little lost.
She's gonna look at you, Ali, and be like, oh, she's your friend. You've made friends? I'm so proud of you. She's gonna hug you a bit too tightly. I'm so happy that you've made a friend.
Oh,
you've made two
Ali,
friends.
okay, Ali, you know, you explain because you know her. I'm gonna stop talking.
No, but I
Gonna
kinda
rub your head, bring you down and rub your head.
I'm just kind of
Lovingly.
She's from the real world. I don't know what's
Please
happening.
stop saying that. I haven't seen you in years. I tried to call. You weren't here at Christmas. Christmas.
Wow, can't believe you're making Jesus exist in this universe.
Can't believe I'm forcing Christmas onto you.
To be fair, if C.S. Lewis could do it,
it's gonna
so
be.
can I.
It's gotta be related to. Yeah, there's no Jesus. There's just Aslan. It's.
What have you been up to? I saw that you London? You're so close.
London
Why
exists? What?
didn't you visit.
I'm so confused.
Actually, that would be great. So I'm sorry. Where
Hi.
are we? Hi. Where are we?
You're in my
just a bit
classroom currently.
I mean, yes, of course. But geographically, where?
Geographically, you're in my classroom. You're in my. This is.
Okay.
Are you all drunk? Are you all high? What?
Can
is
I
happening
ask
right
what
now?
you think my name is?
And you see, there's a doubt, and she doesn't the thing where you know the answer, but for some reason your brain is telling you it's wrong. Have you changed your name recently? Because I think your name is RJ, but I'm sensing your name is Ali in the same way that as if you told me that your name was Ali before. Is your name Ali? Also, aren't you super... You're tall. You look... slutty.
This is weird.
That is not Ali's reaction. That was Ambereen's reaction.
It's also not Mary Taylor's reaction.
Ali's very much feeling that thing of when you're with your friends and then you suddenly are see an old friend and you're oh, I'm a different person now and I don't know how to mask appropriately right now. I just I'm so confused.
So you know how I'm so sorry to map. We would like a map. Can you show us maps that you have? Just
yes.
ones, just ones you got.
They'll be in the attic.
Great. Is there much? How tall is the? because I'd go up if I'd fit.
So probably the easiest way is probably if you go back out and then you find a way to climb, and then from the outside you could probably like use the structure outside as a way to like climb up. The attic is like the final piston up there.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Do you mind if I have a quick chat with my brother here?
Yeah, sure.
What?
Yes, and then like Mary just flees, like straight up flees the room.
Did I know that RJ had a sibling?
Probably
That's
not.
RJ's to decide.
Hi.
Hi. Are you okay?
So
Do you want to sit down? Do you want some water, maybe?
yes, that would be great.
Look at you. You've grown. You're different. You're...
Yeah, I'm not the.
shiny.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe parallel realities are a thing. Because I don't think
She's gonna like put her hand on your like forehead to see if you've got a fever of some sort.
I don't think I'm your brother in this reality.
Oh, right, yeah. That's good to hear. Always nice to hear from a sibling that, you know, doesn't ever visit.
I know, but like you were happy to see me, and that would not be true of the Kira from my world. So that doesn't track. And also,
Are you on drugs? Do you need help? Is this a cry for help? Did you bring your extremely
I'm
hot
literally
friends as a cry
a
for
foot
help?
taller. People don't grow this much as adults. You don't think there's something weird going on?
I don't know. I feel like somehow my perception of you is skewed right now. I don't know where I got.
How long have you been teaching magic?
What?
You were teaching magic. How long?
No, I wasn't teaching. I'm teaching calculus.
What?
And you look behind her, and the board kind of like glimmers a little bit in like almost in a like staticky crack in reality. It fizzles out, and you see that the mending spell kind of like flickers in and out of being just like 2 + 2 equals 4.
I don't understand. Do you know Leon?
Yeah, I've kept track of what you've been doing a little bit.
No, but like, you wouldn't, but see, that's the point. You wouldn't, the Kira I knew wouldn't have kept track, so this is a different, and we were
You keep saying
seeing
the
the
Kira that
parallel.
you knew, but you don't know what we've become.
I don't know
You've
what,
not-
sorry?
We've not. You don't know what we've become. You've not seen us in years. You have no idea who the Kira is in the real world. You've never fucking tried. And I don't hate you for it. But, like, I understand why you do it. Don't go assuming that you know things about me, because you don't. You've never cared enough to.
You can't, I mean, you've just said I can't claim to know things about you, and you claim to know that I don't care, so that's unfair. You can't tell me not to do something while you're doing it.
I guess we can just agree to disagree.
On what? What are we even agreeing to disagree on? That's not... What?
I'm glad you're here. I've
Are you?
missed you,
Why?
I think. Well, firstly, because you're my older brother, and that means something to me. It always has. And secondly, because, I mean, you're my hero. Obviously, you know that. You went off and you did big world things, and you hung out with fucking Beyonce and others, and you've been on every stage, and you've been on every plane, and you visited every country, and I've just stayed here, and now I'm a teacher, and I love my kids, I do, but I'm glad to see that you took like half a minute of your day to come visit me, I guess, even though your friends are weird.
That we're not really friends. We used to be, and we've seen each other again. They also are not, but you're saying you are,
No.
so I guess not also. Jay does cool things. Jay should be your hero. Like, that's not... I've not done anything.
Right.
I've just gone along with things.
Well,
You've done things. You've chosen things.
if you do end up going into the attic, there's a box in there. You can have a look through it. It's all of the stuff you've done.
I don't need to see the things I don't... Everyone's very impressed with all these things that I've done. But I've just sort of gone along. I've not made any decisions. So
Well,
it
you could
barely
decide to
counts.
Have friends now, but it seems like somehow you've locked yourself out of that as well.
Do you remember when I went to the summer camp?
Yeah, I'd never seen you like that. I thought that was it, and that you'd finally found purpose, I guess. I was pretty young, but
Yeah.
it didn't change you.
Yeah, I knew them then, and then I was really excited, and then they all seemed to get angry at the fact that I was super good at stuff, and I was just like, okay, well, I guess I can't, like, you know, I knew I couldn't be friends with, like, you guys, and then also these guys, and so it was just like, okay, so I just need to not try, because that's not for me.
Did you give up on friendships at like 14 because of a summer camp?
I didn't give up on them, I just didn't have any. I just didn't try to, because they're not...
That's not how friendships work. That's not how relationships work.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Well, maybe you should try then, harder. You've tried to be here with me today. I don't know why this is weird. Everything about this is weird. You're telling me about magic and parallel universes, and you're weird, and you're looking for a map of this town that you grew up in? That's fucking weird.
I
I only
Don't
ever
know,
wanted the best for you, and it seemed like for a while it meant that you got to like not hang out with me ever, and I guess I didn't really realize what I had missed, and now you're here, and I'm saying it, I missed you. You were gone, and I had to grow up and you weren't there, and that's quite sad. But you're here, and I hope that whatever this is, and I approve of it, and I will love you regardless. I just know that this is totally fine, and I will fight anyone who says to you that this is not.
Why, yeah, it's a lot. It's reasonable
No,
to
it's
say
gay.
I should...
Is what it is. RJ.
It's
fine. We don't have to talk about it. It's fine. It's totally. It's fine. Don't talk to me about it. I'm not pushing you. It's fine. Truly, just know that I'll be in your corner if you need me to fucking punch some.
I appreciate...
We're not talking about it. We're not talking about it anymore. Stop. It's not happening. The map is in the attic.
Okay.
Come visit anytime. Truly.
Where do you live?
She's gonna like grab your wrist and see if you have a pulse. What do you mean? Where do I live?
Like, what house?
I never moved out. What do you mean?
Okay.
Where do I live? Are you okay?
You're an adult. You might have moved out. I don't know.
No. Do you really think on a primary teacher's salary that I could just move out?
Well, if you wanted to, you could, and I would help. But that's fine. I will stop by sometime. I'll do that. If you want me there, I will stop by.
Please do. I do want you there.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I need to go climb the, I guess not a magic hat for you guys, whatever the fuck this building looks like to you. I'm gonna go climb that. Bye!
Please
and I just
take
run out the door.
care. Oh, right.
And I think
sure.
when you leave, Teresa's just standing awkwardly, looking up, and
Hi.
Hi.
You're very pretty. I don't mean this in an. I'm so sorry if I made you uncomfortable. I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna go back to my little children.
You're also pretty, but never mind. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Attic, how do you get up? Attic place. Climbing somebody, please.
I could try climbing. I'm happy to try climbing.
Climbing somebody, please.
Yeah, I'll climb. Just don't look at me. I'm gonna go climb.
Okay.
Sure.
The structure from the outside is what I've described before. The pistons are like above the pointy brass hat, in the middle of like a circular sort of oval shaped bent thing. But it feels like there is a way if you like hook some rope or something to get to the pistons, and then once you're there, there's enough weird mechanical things going on that you can probably climb to the top easily. So that's the lay of the land.
Have you guys got like a rope?
Do we have a rope?
No. What can I do?
I've got my cape thing. I can like try and like turn and then try. It's not going to be long enough. I can if I tie something to it, or if one of you goes in and asks for a rope.
I'll go and ask for the rope.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes. I once again knock very politely on the door.
Yes, come in.
Hi,
And you see all the children are like back on the floor.
Hey,
Hi.
I was wondering.
Hi.
if
Yes, you were wondering.
You have a rope at all?
Just a standardized amount of rope that you. How many rope would you like?
Just enough to be able to climb up to the attic, if you have any, please.
Hot. That's hot. Okay, give me a second. And she goes like to the back of the desk. There's like a little hidden cupboard with a bunch of stuff, and she grabs like a bit of rope that it's just a rope.
I take the rope and then I take half a moment to like think, and then you know that scene in Into the Spider-Verse when Miles tries to follow his uncle's advice?
Yes.
Yeah, so imagine that awkward.
Okay.
Just like hand on shoulder. Thank you.
Yep.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And then,
I hope this helps, genuinely. maybe try to bring it back so I can use it again? For calculus, it's helpful for like when I'm teaching at like circumference, because then I can just like put the rope on.
Yes,
I'm rambling.
There is.
I'm sorry. Just try to.
Yeah,
bring it
and
back
of
to
course there is no other possible use that you may have for rope. Anyway, I'm going.
No.
I'm leaving. Bye. Just
full blush.
Once again, just flee the room. Just flee. I have rope, guys. Rope.
Cool.
By the way, who you know her? Who? How do you know?
That's my
her? By
sister.
Oh,
You have a
cool.
sister?
Yeah. And a brother. But that wasn't my brother, that's my sister.
Cool.
Okay, cool. I will stop thinking. Here, rope. You have rope now.
Okay, thank you. Just take it and start trying to use it to get up.
Cool. Roll dex.
Do you want us to help, or are you just
No,
gonna
I
do
got
this by
it!
yourself? Right. Okay.
And yeah, Tweezer's just here, just gay panicking.
In case that wasn't clear to the people watching at home, gay panic is what was happening, right?
Can I I'm assuming that I was not permitted to stay in the room while that conversation happened, although I didn't establish leaving. Can I sort of see how much of it I overheard?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like a roll of some kind. I don't know which one.
Probably dexterity, because it will be some sort of stealth.
Oh, sick. Hell yeah. That's my good stat. Where did they all go? That is a 5 and a 6 and 2 3s. So I got 2 successes.
Including a critical success. Ali, feel free to say whatever you feel like they would have overheard.
I feel like with that amount of success, a big chunk of it, maybe some of the details you didn't get. But
did I hear the bit where you said that we weren't friends?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You also heard me say that it's because you don't like me.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Okay.
Do with that what you will.
Yeah.
I'm busy climbing away from my emotions. So
yeah. I'm having Ren is having mixed feelings.
Oh, I got 2 5s and a 4. That was what I rolled.
Okay, so you are climbing. What are the others doing before we resolve the climb?
I'm just very carefully not thinking. Just
staring into the
as
distance.
Empty-headed as humanly possible. Because, yeah, no, I'm fine. Doing so fine.
It's quite funny because I think for Falcon probably just had to, whilst the rope conversation was happening inside, it was Ali stood staring into the middle distance and not communicating. Yeah,
like both just like kind of not
very
looking
different
at each
vibes,
other.
but both just like, we're not acknowledging your existence.
We're not acknowledging
because
each other.
we've got to deal with shit in our heads.
But I think now with Mary Stella here, like clearly having some emotions, I'm pissed. You're going up there. You seem bolder.
Well, I guess, you know, we're not home anymore. I mean, I guess here things are different. And maybe, you know, I just had tentacles talking to me. So...
Is that what happened when you were like staring into space?
Oh, you couldn't see that?
No, sometimes you would just kind of go quiet and then we'd like stand around, and then obviously whatever's the fuck is happening with RJ, like he's not talking to me, so we just kind of looked away from each other while you were quiet, and then you were like, let's go, and I was like, okay.
Oh, cool. So yeah, there were could be creatures chatting to me, and so I guess it's just like, if we're playing, I suppose, and so we can have different times. Yeah.
I guess that's why we made this place, if this is the place that we made, right?
Yeah.
So that we could get a break from being ourselves, or from rules, or from, I don't know. It's like it doesn't count, almost.
Yeah, and how are you doing? I don't know if I've asked that. Sorry, how are you?
I kind of feel like bad, like so scared, but also like kind of good. You know?
Yeah. Do you want a hug?
Let's do a hug.
Okay.
And then we're like
And it's like, starts off intensely awkward.
Yeah.
But then just like relaxes into like an actual friend warm hug.
And then I think in the hug, I'm gonna be like, are we friends?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we are. At least, it'd be nice if we were.
I'd like that. Is that how friends work?
I guess. Okay. How else would they, you know?
Who knows? And I disengaged the hug, but like in a nice way.
Yeah, like, and
so we're not hugging for 10 minutes.
Two humans who know how to do physical interaction and social interaction.
And it's hug. Normal.
Yeah, chilled and normal.
As so the camera is like focusing on you, and then we see it like widen a little bit, and then in the background there's Ali just like climbing up the structure. You've reached the sort of like pistons on the side that are mechanically like moving in and out, and that seem to be releasing the smoke that's on the top. And you get to the first one, and then do some sort of like wisdom or intelligence.
Well, I've got 2 in both of those. That's a 4 and a 1.
Okay, so you do notice on the piston that's the furthest away, which is the top one, which, if you remember, Kira said was the one where the map would be, because that's the attic. There's some sort of like weird black stringy goo that's leaking out as the thing kind of goes in and out.
Can I touch it?
You can. You touch it, and almost right before you get a sense that maybe you shouldn't, but you do it anyways, and you barely bring your hand to it, and then you touch it, and traveling all the way through your finger and into your arm and into your face, you feel yourself unable to move anymore. And what the others see is unmoving Ali in a sort of like shock horror to state. And coming out, like leaking out now of the fourth piston on the top, two like weird viscous black goo shapes coming out, and they look around and they have seen you, and we're gonna roll initiative.
So we both see this.
That's with Dex, isn't it?
Yes.
Do I still roll initiative, or do I?
Yes, you do. You roll it. You roll initiative.
We've got 2 5s.
So 4 and a 5.
That's a 6 and a 5.
Ali, you are petrified, essentially. You can't move, and you feel like if you don't somehow do something, by the end of this, you could be maybe petrified forever.
Can I try and like, I don't know, like focus on like something small and try and move like just like my one finger or something to try and like see if I can focus all my energy to move one little
Roll
thing.
willpower.
Okay. That's a 1, a 2, a 4, and a 6.
Okay. You feel like you could control something maybe as big as a hand at this point.
Can I grab a throwing knife?
Mm-hmm.
And can I like, because I touched it with a finger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just like try and scrape it off? This is grim. Scrape it off my
Pretty
finger,
disgusting.
even if it's taking some flesh with it.
Okay. Sure.
And I would argue that that's not advisable.
Sure. I guess if we're gonna go really kind of grim, roll dex to see just how precise you are with this finger slashing.
Do I get an extra foolish dice?
You do, yes. That's fucking ridiculous. So
Thank
yes.
Okay, that is 2 6s and 2 4s.
Okay.
I'm an expert at this.
So yeah, describe it. Describe exactly what you do.
Yeah, I just managed to somehow meticulously, I guess not even take my flesh off with that score, just scrape all of the goo off and like flick it back at the thing. And just hopefully that will mean that the paralysis stops being ongoing.
As you do that, because the rest of your body has kind of seized, this movement is enough to make you fall, because you've got nothing holding on to anything now, because you're petrified essentially, and so you start falling backwards, and we'll see how you resolve that when it's your turn again next time. Cool. But you're falling now. It's the goo's turn. Okay.
Oh no!
I'm very excited about this goo. So there's 2 of the goos, and they're both going to use a lot of their movement to like come down to meet you. They're going to look at you and going to try to send just like a sort of gross flicker of goo right on you, Falcon.
Okay.
Okay, that is 1 success, but I think you have defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not enough to hit you. You managed to, describe how you want it to miss you, essentially.
Yeah, I think like Falcon is a sort of speed-based kind of fighter, so I think it will be like a physical dodge, like a quick reaction that surprises even them. I think it's like with a face like they know what they're doing, like a really quick dodge and then a look of panic.
Okay. Teresa, it's your go.
Cool. So you do not want the gooey thing to touch you. Therefore, I do think that this is another instance where Insult Blast would come in handy. So I want my Wisdom pool plus my D12.
Before you do that, are you looking at the goo?
I am, yeah, because kind of when it started coming down, I'm like then staring straight at it.
You're going to roll a wisdom roll before you do anything on your turn.
The goo is so powerful.
So, rolling wisdom. I have a 6, a 5, and a 4.
You're totally fine. You feel something try to settle itself in your muscles, but it doesn't stick. Go ahead.
Cool. And now we go in with, come on, Star of the Sea. Let's get in a Salt Blast that comes with a 10 and a 5.
A 10, a whole 10.
A whole 10 and a 5.
Okay, describe it. Wait, so that's 2 successes, including a special. Okay, yeah, you'll do one hit.
So, like, almost as I felt this thing try to come over my muscles, and I managed to kind of like resist it. And I think it's almost like a physical push, and like once again just have these like massive chunks of sea salt that just come flying out my hands, because like the last thing I want to do is touch it. And so almost like especially on my face is like an ew gross. And whereas I think for Falcon, like muscle memory and stuff kicked in, I think for me I'm still very much a but it works. It works. And again I have like the singing in my brain as it's happening. And yeah, it's just big old chunk of sea salt.
Cool. Is that your turn?
Can I do anything else?
You can move. You can have like an object of correction.
Yeah, and then I just like take a massive leap back. Like just like jump back.
Okay. Falcon, wait, what are you doing?
Question, our guard is reset, right?
Yes, it resets at the start of every fight. Sure, I'll give it to you. Normally, if you're surprised, you have like your guard -1, but I'm being nice, and so you get your full guard, I guess.
I mean, I was the
because
only
I
one
didn't
that was surprised. Those two.
Yeah. It would have been just you.
Oh, okay.
And that feels like bullying, and so I'm not.
You can bully me if you want.
No.
Fine. I'll just cry later.
Falcon, what are you up to?
Falcon, after a moment of hesitation, is gonna run towards Ali, like where Ali is falling, as quick as they can. I don't think they have like a specific plan here. I don't quite know what they're thinking, but they're gonna see if they have any way to break Ali's fall at all, or like prevent it.
I'll let you do it with strength, and then Ali will roll a dex.
Okay.
To kind of see how that pans out, if you want to do
cool. 2 4s.
Okay. And then what's your dex?
I got 1 4.
So it's still a success. Cool. In that case, you manage to get kind of right underneath and grab Ali as they're falling. And as the two of you kind of like crash into the ground, you do fall to the ground, but neither of you takes any damage. It's just that Ali is now fully just like stuck in place, and so it's a bit awkward and like it tumbles back. Is that your turn?
But important question. Did my cape look majestic when I was falling?
When it with a 6, you didn't get a 6, so you looked kind of... What? It was fine. Like, it was not impressive.
It
was just fine. Yeah. It's the goose turn.
Yeah, I think that the only thing I'm going to do is try and scrabble out from underneath them so that I'm like on my way to getting up again.
Okay, do your dex then to see how successful you are.
Whoop. That's 1 6 and 1 4.
Okay, no, you're perfectly fine. You can tell me how you do it.
At this point, I kind of want to fail a roll, you know?
It's been ridiculous.
It has been a bit silly.
But it's exciting because it means that maybe the tent have tabled, and on episode 4 this time, maybe I get to be really evil. Okay, so the second goo, is gonna roll and attack. It's now face to face. Oh no, you moved back. It's gonna walk towards Teresa and try to strike you, like, in melee range. Oh my god, goo! You're fucking useless. The goo hits your... Wait, do you have defense?
I do. I have 1 defense.
Okay. Yeah, no,
No,
goo
reset.
doesn't do
Start. That's what. That was the main.
No,
reason I
that's
asked
guard.
was Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Yeah, so the goo wraps around your armor, but it does nothing. And then you kind of, like, you shuffle out of the way.
Yeah, so I just, like, pull my car out of the way.
Yep.
Whose turn is it
It's
now?
Ali's turn now.
I'm gonna try and, like, roll to try and, like, you know, in this game that you've not played, in Zelda, when you get frozen, if you keep jumping, you come out of it. I'm trying to force myself to move as much as possible so that I can try and come out of the paralysis.
Mm-hmm. Sure, I'm gonna let you come out of paralysis, I guess.
Oh, I'm not gonna even have to
Actually,
roll for
do a wisdom roll.
it. A wisdom? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you sure it's a wisdom?
It is a wisdom, yeah.
That's 2 2s.
Okay, you're still frozen on the ground. You've still got 1 hand of movement.
Can I just throw a knife at one of the goos then?
You'll do it with disadvantage.
That's
You'll do it with a bad dice. I'm so excited for
The bad dice.
How bad
So
dice?
you add an extra dice that's different to the ones you would roll normally. You remember which one it is. If it's a success, you remove 1 success from your total amount of successes at the end.
Okay, cool. I can do that. So if I'm throwing the knife, it's a dex, right?
It is dex, yeah. Ranged is dex.
I did not succeed on the other one, but I also didn't succeed on any of the others. So it was 2 3s and 2 1s.
That's a critical fail.
Oh, wait, one of the ones was on the bad dice, so I don't know what that means.
It's still 1. You still failed and got a 1.
Okay, cool.
You throw your knife and you feel it slip out of your hand a bit abruptly, and as you look around, you can't really see it anymore. You don't really know where it's gone.
Oh no.
But you're looking around and it doesn't seem like the goos have been impacted by your knife right now. It's goose time! It's the other goo. It's the goo.
This is not good.
It's other good. It's going to run towards Falcon and try to hit. That's 2 successes, which means you get hit. Your guard does a -1.
Because I think it's all reaction and speed. So I think probably it's like I managed to dodge it, but it got me like almost falling, so it would be all like out of balance, so it would be hard to react to something else that came my way.
Okay. Teresa, it's your go.
So I think, again, I super do not want any of these things to touch me. So I figure that it's worth me holding my D12. I'm going to attempt the scripture, The Drowning. And because here's the thing, do they need to breathe water? No. But wherever their equivalent of lungs are, fill them with water.
Yep.
I call upon the morning star, god of the sea, do many heathen prayers, roll my dice. One didn't roll. Let's try that again. We have two fours, a 5, and an 8.
Okay, so you did get your special, which means that it bypasses guard.
Guard.
And how many hits did you get? 2.
I hit as many targets as levels in God. So I can hit one target.
No, as in how many successes do you have?
Oh, 4.
Including
4
the... Okay, so 3 once you've taken out the special.
Special, yes. So I've got 3 hits.
Tell me how you absolutely destroy this goo.
So I think for me it is like this. You know, the singing in my brain and this like rush of like I think I can almost feel the water fill my lungs. And for the moment of absolute terror, and then it suddenly just kind of drains. And I get a sense of it basically like it rushing through space and just salt water just engulfing this big old hunk of goo. Like, I mean, it is like visible, it's physical. You know, after it's gone, the ground is wet. There is a smell of like sea and what's like stagnant water. It's like, it's not nice. I'm here like coughing, like, but job done.
Yeah, job done. The goo kind of suffocates and crumbles into the ground and dissipates into a bunch of goo that just like kind of scatters away. Is that your turn?
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm not going to have anything else in me after that.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so do I need to take a god debt for that?
No, I think your scriptures are free, if I understand it.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Sick.
Because they rely on a dice roll, whereas god debt is when you ask for a miracle.
All right, sweet. Yeah, no, cool.
Falcon.
They already own Thrones of Favour.
Yeah. What's the field look like at the moment? So like I'm on the ground next to Ali, and then where are the goos?
So there's a goo that's right over you right now. So if you're looking at it, or if it's in your line of sight, you need to roll a wisdom first before you do anything.
I probably am looking at it. Let's see, my wisdom is 2. Okay, I got 1 success. Oh no, I got a 6 and a 4. I got 2 successes.
And a special. You're totally fine. Again, you look at it and it does chill your spine a little bit. Because you know the potential it has. Like, you know what it could be doing, and you find it in yourself to resist that somehow.
But I think I'm pretty scared.
Would you say you're pretty scared, maybe?
I would say I'm about a 1 on the scared scale right now.
Yeah.
And I think
you hear
Ren
on your side.
Ren's reaction.
Come on.
Sorry?
Come on. Like coming from your hip, you hear a little voice that just says, "Come on, let me play. Come on, let me play." Come on.
And I think Ren's reaction to things that are scary is to run away and not do them. And Falcon's reaction to things that are scary is to go towards them, despite with an absolutely sick feeling in her stomach. So we're going to pull out the scimitar, and we're going to look at it with like a little bit of trust and a little bit of warmth, distrust and a little bit of warmth. So it's like far away from me. Could I slash at it, or is it like...
You can slash at it. It slashed at you previously.
Yeah, okay.
So it is
I'm going to slash at it.
Range.
I'm going to whirl around and like slash at it really quickly.
Go ahead. Roll.
Yeah, and ferociously.
Strength.
Okay.
No, Dex is what you're rolling because you've got the feet.
He. Yes. My dice always go everywhere. That's a 4, a 6, a 5, and a 6.
Okay, so you have a special, which means that you're recovering guard for this attack.
Great.
So I think you'd lost just 1, so you're getting just 1 from
great.
this. Tell me. So you got a 4
A 4, 2 6s, and a
2
5.
6s, and a 5. Okay, so you absolutely slash at it. Tell me how it looks. It is still standing, but you feel like you've taken it off guard, essentially.
Yeah, I think Falcon like whirled around. I think when they fight, it almost looks like dancing. It's like very like weirdly elegant but violent and like blindingly quick. So like slashes right across it, like almost like she's trying to cut it in half, and then like swinging around back into it again, like quite fiercely. Yeah. So I think like trying to gouge, not split it in two, but like trying to really gouge it so that it's hard for it to move, or that it's like got a big wound in it somewhere.
Yeah. Is that your turn?
Yes, I think so.
So Ali, it's your go.
Can I try and kick that goo thing? Because if thingy just rolled off me,
Yeah.
I assume it's near enough that I could potentially get a little kick at the ankles. Just a little
Roll
kick.
wisdom. Roll a wisdom.
Why?
We're gonna get paralyzed again.
I've not stopped being paralyzed in the first place.
You're gonna get more paralyzed.
Roll.
That's
You know what? I'll give you your fucking full dice for trying to kick the goo that specifically is dangerous when you touch it.
I'm wearing boots. I got a 1 on that one. I've got 2 1s and a 4.
You need to be putting circles on your dice every time you roll and you don't get a circle. You get to put a circle on there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I've only missed 1, right?
Okay. Where have you put them? I'm keeping track.
3, 5, and 6.
Okay.
I'm so curious about the fool. Like, what do the circles mean?
I guess you get movement in your leg back enough if you wanted to do a kick.
Yeah, can I just do a kick to the legs of the goo?
Yes, sure.
Is that strength?
Yeah. Unless you're doing it with something else, but I think it's just right.
That is 2 4s.
Cool. You've injured it. How have you injured this goo? I guess.
I think because its guard's gone so that it's a little off balance, and I just like fucking I like kick it enough that it's more that it's like it was leaning heavily on that, and it wasn't expecting for that to give out a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Do these goos have legs? How does this work? What's the science of the goo?
You did say the goo was running.
In my brain, the goo is like venom.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, sick.
But I didn't just want to
I
name
did
drop
get
venom.
very Venom vibes.
That is what the goo is.
Venom wouldn't paralyze me.
It's the goo's turn. The goo is going to try to attack Ali.
Why?
Because you tried to trick them to falling to the floor. That's rude.
I'm the least of a threat here.
That's 2 successes, which means your guard takes a hit.
Okay. I guess.
And that's the goo's turn. Teresa, you're on the other side of the battlefield.
Okay, so I guess the first thing I am going to do is, like, there's 2 goos left? Or just one?
Just one. There was only 2
Just
to
one.
begin with.
Well, so I'm going to run towards the final goo.
Fine.
And once again, I am going to go at it with a salt blast, because that has been effective, and I don't particularly want to feel the lungs filling with water thing again. That was not fun for poor Teresa. Where salt blast just leaves your hands a bit dry. So let's give it a roll.
If you're looking at it, do a wisdom. If you're not looking at it, add a bad die to your roll.
I am looking at it because up to this point I have suffered no negative consequences for looking at it. And I continue to not. I've got 1 6.
Okay, you're fine.
And so now let's roll for Assault Blast. And we have 2 5s and an 8.
How do you absolutely obliterate this last standing goo?
So I summon like what energy I have got left. You know, I'm still not feeling my best, but I'm feeling all right. And this time I just kind of like build up this one big old like massive chunk of like rock salt and just hurl it, just fucking chuck it. So it just, and I aim for what I think is its head. I just go for headshot.
Beautiful. It shatters in about 1 million tiny little slimy slimes that kind of scatter again away on the forest floor. And all of you look around, and it looks like the goos have been dealt with. But in the distance, you start hearing like big, like a horn, kind of reminiscent of medieval army sounds. So there's like big drums beating kind of the march, and quite quickly appearing in the clearing arrive like 4 men on horseback and 2 more like instrument players right behind them, and they're carrying a big banner. And as they see you, the first one grabs like a big parchment paper before you've even had time to properly breathe.
Am I still paralyzed?
No, once the goos were gone,
Okay.
you were fine.
Cool.
And it opens, clears its throat. On the orders of King Righteous, all 3 of you are under arrest. Come peacefully, or we shall make you come unpeacefully. And closes it and waits.
I'm gonna glance at RJ with the thought in my mind, do you think we could take them? But I don't think I say it.
I think I see you making that face and I'm like... And I think I want to try and... Because I don't care if I go, because this seems like it'll maybe help. So I'm going to try and run to get to the attic, because my main priority is that I go see what's in that box. So I'm like, the rope's still there. I'm going to see if I can leg it before one of these fuckers stops me.
Oh no, A is rolling.
I know.
As you try to stand back up again and make a move that looks to outsiders like you're going to be fleeing the scene, all 3 of you get conked on the head. And you lose consciousness.
Incredible.
I only just was able to move.
No.
Roll, I guess. What are you rolling? Constitution. I've never got you to roll Constitution.
I got 135.
We all deprioritize intelligence.
I have a 6 and 2 4s.
I got a 4, a 5, and a 3.
Teresa, you're the first one to come to your senses, and you're on the floor in a really, really large chamber that seems to be metal all around. And then when you look up, you notice that's the only place where light seems to be coming from. So all the walls are solid metal, and then from the top, light is pouring in through a sort of like honeycomb. I need these words in my notes and then I don't know how to pronounce them. Structure that's in the ceiling, and in the far corner there's like metal pipes and pistons raising to really impressive heights, and then like 2 big wooden panels kind of framing a big throne in the middle. And you're looking around, and it seems like there's guards everywhere, kind of actioning different pipes and pedals all around the side of this chamber, and in the middle of this big throne that's in front of you, there's a man that you don't recognize, with a huge crown on his head. And then at this point, who's the second person to? I think it was you, Falcon, yeah. You kind of shake your head. This was a big blow. You're not really sure how long it's been. And you look around. This is the noble who hired you back in the day to get this artifact that nearly killed you, the final mission that you did all those years ago. And there's two things that flicker in your brain at the same time. This is both this king, this man, this noble, this figure of authority for Falcon. This is also Ren's dad. Now,
Cool.
Ali, you wake up so disorientated. You're confused, you look around, you're not really sure. This feels weird, there's no windows, there's only this weird light coming from the ceiling, and you're looking around. You're confused, and you don't recognize the king either. But currently, he's not noticed that any of you have woken up.
Falcon is like, sees, and then like realizes, and like is in like mouse mode, like shutdown mode, like I hope they don't notice that I am here mode. Of like, oh god. So I think it's like fake sleep for a little while, and then like I think as anxiety rises, just like a check to see if he's noticed or not, so they'll open their eyes again and look and try and see what he's doing and try and read his expression without getting noticed if possible.
Do a dex check to see if that's possible.
Ooh, 2 6s and a 4.
Okay, so you totally managed to do that, and what you see is the king is like signing something on his lap and then whispering to like a woman in the back, and like looking around and like whispering to different advisors that have been coming in and out of behind the throne, and then a person comes all the way from the back of the room, and comes and rests their hand on the king's shoulder, and the king looks up kind of sweetly. Can you describe your dad's new partner?
Oh, interesting. I think they are older than me, but like kind of not older enough. I think it's a woman with like professional looking, successful. In my life, she was a musician. She was a pianist. Yeah, like tall, like short, like shoulder length curly hair that kind of goes outwards a little bit. You know, Ren's sure that she's perfectly nice, but also has always found her kind of hard to be around because she like will say what she thinks about things, and she won't really like soften anything for people.
She's wearing a like beautiful royal dress, and what you notice is that she isn't wearing a queen's crown, but she does seem to have a close advisory role in this particular court. What are the other two doing right now?
Are we restrained in any way?
No, you're not.
Oh.
looking around, trying to see if there's anywhere to leave from. All the different ways we could potentially leave, which includes ill-advised windows. Oh, but you said there's no windows.
There's no windows.
There's no windows.
Falcon's gonna just like whisper under their breath, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, no. So does anyone know why we're under arrest?
I literally have no idea.
Okay.
Do you remember the king? Was there a king last time? I don't know if I remember a king.
Do we remember a king?
You do.
Okay. I do. Oh yeah, you don't remember. I remember a king. But he wasn't. I remember a king, but he wasn't.
He was a what?
He didn't look like this.
Like what?
Yeah, you look...
Like, is that a different guy?
Shh. Shut the fuck up.
The king is going to look up. Oh, great. You're up. Falcon, Teresa, Ali.
Who are you? I mean, I guess the king, but what? Why are we here?
Why are you talking?
Because I wanted
Did I give
to
you
say
permission
words.
to talk? Don't talk. Don't talk.
Why are we under arrest?
Okay, right. All of you are rude. Incredible. Who raised you?
What are you going to do, arrest us?
Yes.
Yeah, no, and Teresa does actually start laughing.
Falcon, do you have
Sorry.
anything to say for yourself?
Sorry.
Where's my artifact?
I thought you... I did that job. I did that job?
And where is it? If you did that job? Why is it not with me? Why am I not wearing it right now? If you did that job? Inadequate, as always.
Yeah.
I won't say I'm not disappointed. I am. I trusted you to get it, you know.
It wasn't easy to get. And I had done it, or I thought I'd done it, or I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what happened.
I think Teresa almost like sees Falcon so completely crumple, and it's just like, all right, excuse me, Your Majesty, sir.
No, don't. Sorry, no.
Okay.
No.
I cannot wait for your excuse this time.
Can I just like lean down so I'm like closer to Falcon? How tall is Falcon?
Shorter than you, I think. Probably like how tall is Ali? Like 6'1"?
6'2".
6'2". I would say Falcon is like probably not 6, like 5'9", maybe.
Okay, so just a little.
Yeah, compared to the
and-
other two short.
And it's just like, this guy seems like a dick. What's going on? Not
you
particularly
stealthily saying
quietly.
that? Okay.
I'm not saying it to him, but I'm also like, it's like if he's trying to hear what I'm saying, he might hear it. But I'm also just like, what's
You see his stand up and grab his scepter scepter, that's a word I know, scepter,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
slam it twice really loudly, and the noise
like physical
reverberates
Yeah.
through the piping everywhere, all the way up to the ceiling, and you feel the stone around your feet create 2 chains that lock around your ankles. Ali.
I'm immediately gonna start like thrashing my legs.
Yeah.
just being really annoying so the chain makes as much sound as possible.
It's like a stone thing. Like the stone has transformed and is now solidified around your...
But I think if you're making noise, like either of you or both of you, like I think some of the like crumpling like melts away a little bit, even in this really grave situation, into like a slight exasperation or just anything other than that sense of like browbeatenness, which is unusual for them. It's weird for them for this to happen and there to be like peers around, so they're feeling slightly more empowered than they usually would.
If the chains don't make a sound, Ali's just gonna be like, this is not the way to make me be quiet. I'll just become more annoying the more you do this.
You see the woman in her dress snap her fingers kind of discreetly, and when you speak, no noise comes out of you anymore.
What? What did you do to them? What did you do to him?
I did. You know, we asked for you all to be
apologies.
quiet, didn't we?
Well, I would love... Hi. I would really like to know why we're here. I, as far as I'm aware, haven't done anything.
If this is my fault, then why are they here?
You have always chosen your company interestingly, haven't you?
Don't say that.
Sorry, I'm lip reading Ambereen. It's fine. No, I'm an evil king. It's fine. I can do this. You should be grateful. I sacrificed everything to get you here, to give you purpose, to give you things to do, to help you grow, to help move your career forward. I sacrificed it all, and you dare to come here in my house and ask me if you're in trouble. I only wanted one thing. The artifact. Do I have it? And at that he's like looking around, looking at his partner. Do I have it? And she's like, no, sire, you don't. And yes, that was your responsibility, wasn't it?
What? I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But let them out of here. Like, fuck. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just not good enough to do it. Have you ever thought of that? Like, maybe I just can't fucking do it. Maybe it was a fucking waste. So what then? Like, what? What do you want me to do?
I'm surprised you've finally come to that realization.
Yeah.
No, okay, no. Nah. Like, that isn't fair I don't know. Like, I haven't seen Ren in a long time. But they got into, like, the literal LSO. And now we're hot. Like, it's not... I don't know who you are. And I don't know what I'm doing. But I do know that unless, like, you, I don't know, gave Ren your kidney and they're an alcoholic or something, like, there's no way Ren was a waste, or Falcon, or whatever. Like, I think, I'm pretty sure you're being really mean, and I don't think that's fair. And I would like to know why we've been arrested, why you've made Ali quiet, and when we can leave. Because we have things that we need to do.
You're meddling.
And not
You're
on purpose.
meddling in affairs that are bigger than you. And you think you're hot shit. And you think you can actually get stuff done, but you couldn't even get the fucking artifact, could you?
What artifact?
I can only kind of remember. It was like we played it, or after I left, couldn't come to the summer camp anymore. I kept thinking about it, and it was I don't know. I thought about it a lot. Stuff that my character would do, all the time. And one of the stories that I made up was about that she'd go on quests and she'd find stuff for people and, be cool or whatever. So I'm guessing it was one of those. I kind of remember.
The spell at this point on Ali drops suddenly.
You just hit. Ideal version of events is that you went on these quests without us? That's fucked. What? Like, you didn't even imagine us there. Oh, I can speak again. Yeah, and fuck you, dude. What the shit? We weren't there.
It wasn't ideal. It wasn't ideal. I just, I needed the world. But if I thought about you two, it just fucking made me feel like shit. And made me miss you, and I couldn't go back there. So I kind of gave myself half of it.
What? Okay, but then why is this fucker being such a prick?
Okay,
Because
that's
he's a
enough.
prick.
And, like, maybe 4 guards for each of you come around and, like, start to, grab your hands and go, come on, let's go.
You can fucking try and grab me, my legs are stuck to the ground!
Can I do a resistance roll to try and not get...
Yeah, you can we'll do a post-strength.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna oppose strength. That'll do. So
Do what you want.
No, I considered
Do what you want.
trying. So I thought about it, discarded that idea. I frankly do not need to owe Thrones any more favors, so I am not gonna do a resistance strength roll.
Cool. So we'll do Mary Says first.
So I got 2 6s and a 5.
Okay. That's 2 6s. Okay. Yeah. You manage somehow to slip away. You can describe how you do that. Just for the sake of cinema, we'll do all the other rolls and then we'll describe all together what kind of happens to everyone. Cool. Everyone oppose strength. Unless you want to do something else.
Yeah, Ren's gonna fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my strength is higher than my dex, but can I use dex because I think Ali's feeling flaily right now and is more trying to, like, move out of the way because they're so, like, they did
It'll
such
be
a
against strength, anyways.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, would you say that's a stupid move?
Sure. Who cares about the rules of games, right? No one's gonna come.
That's a stupid move! I'm acting in a foolish, daring or cavalier fashion, you know?
To be fair.
That's 2 4s and 2 2s.
Okay, so you are restrained.
Damn it.
So 4, 5, and 6 for me.
Are you doing the opposed strength? Are you not trying anything funny?
Any funny business?
Oh, interesting. What funny would I try?
Up to you.
I think I'm just going to do the opposed strength so that I
Okay.
don't get. Yeah,
Go ahead.
'cause
I
I
rolled
can't
it
think of
already.
anything funny at the moment. Okay. Yeah, and that was a 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, so you do manage to slip away as well, if you want to describe what that is.
But so we're bound to the chairs that we're on still, though.
No one else was
Oh.
bound apart from Ali, who had stone clasped around their ankles, but that
Okay.
dropped as soon as the king started yelling for the gods to like arrest all of you.
Then I'm going to try and get close to him, I think, because I'm feeling emboldened
Okay.
with no idea what the fuck I'm going to do, but like just to try and like get in his face.
Okay. Let me roll one thing. Yeah, before you actually manage to get fully close, the queen, the second in command here, is gonna like step in front and like unsheath a huge ass sword from beneath, like from behind her shoulders. And she's gonna look at
Okay,
you.
so I think this is an instance wherein I grab onto this D12. Morning Star, God of the Sea. We are in what one might refer to as a pickle. Is there any way you can help us get out of this mess? Get out, be gone, just leave unscathed. Please.
And you feel like a cackle behind you. Oh, my sweet child, I thought you'd never ask. And
Shit.
you feel, coming from the closed door, which is the only opening to the outside, it starts to like tremble in the back and crack and creak in a noise that's really uncomfortable, and then almost in an instant crashes down, and truly a tsunami amount of water rushes into the space and starts to like engulf everything and everyone, including you, but somehow you feel the currents going your way and kind of gathering you up with your friends. We will cut back to Ren at this point, if there's anything you wanted
I
to
feel
do
like-
right before that happens.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I was going to say while this woman like stood in front of my dad and like pulled out a massive sword, I'm going to be like, and why the fuck are you here? And why do you have a sword? And then just like, boom, water. As the water's flowing, it's going to be like, did you just kill my dad?
I didn't. I hope he's. I
mean-
if he is dead, I didn't mean for him
I
to
mean,
be dead.
thank
That
you,
wasn't.
but like,
That's your dad?
yeah.
Shit,
He doesn't
sorry.
seem very
no,
good
no,
at the
no,
dad
no, no. It was good, I think.
I don't know. That's my
We're
favorite.
still bobbing in the
No,
water.
no, thank you. I mean, thank you.
Why is your dad such a prick? Is
I
he like
don't
that in real life?
Yes!
Fuck! Can I punch him in real life if we go back to real life? I'm gonna punch him in real life, it's fine.
He would. What? Why would you do that for me?
He's a prick. I maybe I shouldn't do a punch. If we're back in real life, I'll be very small.
He would be excited to meet you.
I can just be a dick to him about that, if that's fine.
Thanks.
I can purposefully not meet him around people that I'm meeting.
I appreciate it, I think. Are we just like being like pulled away on a tide?
You're like floating away. So this big wave came in, kind of wiped the board. You're not really sure what's happened in there once you left, because the current pulled you out, back out again, and you're like cruising on this humongous wave, kind of like downhill, and you look around and this is the world you recognize, and you like look up and you're watching the sky, and it's pretty dark, but at some point one huge chunk of it seems to crack and it detaches itself and falls straight to the ground, impaling itself like a shard of glass. And as you look up in the sky behind it is like an element of like staticky, crumbly, weird reality thing behind it, and this shard of sky is a bit ahead of you, and what you notice is a woman in like religious attire coming behind it, scared. Clearly she was almost very much impaled by this sky shard, and she looks up and then she sees this like Bible apocalyptic wave coming her way.
Yeah.
And Teresa, you recognize part of a woman who is clearly wearing the attire of the Order of the Morning Star. And this is where we will end tonight's episode of Symphony. We hope you enjoyed this first exploration of the actual world and this little glimpse into our characters' thoughts and feelings. As always, like, subscribe, patreon.com/blanketfortrpg. Find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter until it dies, or we get a blue sky code. We look forward to you joining us next week, and will our heroes ever get a second to breathe? Unlikely, but tune in to find out. Bye!